Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 6 of the Midas Vibes podcast with me, Simon Tucker, and my co-host,
James Cox.
What we got going on?
Well, it's been one of those weeks, isn't it? It's kind of like what we were saying last week, that life just seems to just be ticking by these days. Like sometimes there's drama, sometimes there's just nothing going on. And I think it's been one of those weeks where there's just not been a lot going on.
Not loads. I mean, sadly, as on your channel, you've mentioned that Mr. Brooks,
Mr. Ray Brooks,
the voice of Mr. Benn, among other acting credits, has sadly passed away.
Yeah, it was. It actually took me by surprise. Actually, I was actually quite sad. Some celebrities come and go, and you kind of think, oh, that was sad, and then you just get on with your life. But I think Ozzy and Hulk Hogan and now Ray Brooks, so it's actually been quite sad, and I think Mr. Benn in particular was such a big part of my childhood, and I'd seen Ray Brooks on different things, but Mr. Benn is the one that really not affected me, but was part of my childhood, and it was sad to see the news when he passed.
Yeah, for sure. There were only a certain amount of episodes, weren't there? It's amazing how that's lived on, that show, because I mean, through my kids watched it. Well, I watched it, my kids watched it, you watched it, your kids watching it.
Yeah.
And there were 13? Was it 13 episodes?
Yeah, 13 episodes. And I think there's about the same amount of books, or maybe a few more books, I'm not sure. But it's actually more of an iconic show than I think it's given credit for, because like you say, I don't know someone that was raised in the UK, anyone that was raised in the UK that didn't watch it. I mean, it's from 1971. So, it's touched a lot of generations, and they say it was repeated twice a year since 1971.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know when that was up until. I'm pretty certain it's not on TV these days, although hopefully it comes back, because I think it is one of those. It's one of those shows for kids that I think it's a really good one for kids, because it's about imagination. You're not quite sure if it's actually happening or if it's in his head. You got to use your imagination to make it work as well, because the way he walks, for instance, it's a bit weird. So you kind of have to just get lost in it a little bit, get lost in the visuals. But also there's a lot of freeze framing waves. And bits where he's just stood next to someone and you're just listening to Ray Brooks do both voices and that kind of conversation. So you have to use your imagination and the theatre of the mind, and you don't get that these days. There's no option in any kind of kids show, or even an adult show, where you're allowed to fill in the gaps. And I know as filmmakers we kind of go, oh, you shouldn't let people fill in the gaps. You should, you can imply things, and the whole show don't tell, so you don't use dialogue to tell everything when you can kind of imply it. But I think for adults that have the ability to imagine things, that's a bit easier to do, and kids not so much these days, unfortunately, because they're never given the opportunity to develop an imagination like that. And Mr. Benn, you need that the power of imagination behind it, otherwise it really is just still images with some voice over the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah. I think if they were to do a proper reboot, I think you mentioned that they had tried a couple of years ago or something, but I think if they tried to do it now, it would be too much of a feast on the eyes, really. There'd be whiz bangs and all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah, I think they would try and update it too much, and not in the way that we kind of have criticism of the media. Obviously they would try and do some kind of wokeness with it, because it would be I always thought it was BBC, but apparently it's ITV.
Okay.
I always just assumed it was BBC.
I thought it was BBC.
They would just try to inject some kind of diversity or wokeness or something into it. I think now it's become a trope that they use to get social media attention. I don't think people are doing this because they have nefarious political beliefs anymore. I think obviously there are people that do, but I think now they're just so lazy that they're going, cause controversy and people will watch it.
Well, I think there was a bit of a, I mean, just, well, on the same topic, but not Mr. Benn. Do you remember when they brought back Danger Mouse?
Yeah.
Which I thought, personally, was still quite funny.
Yeah,
it was really well done. But the media hype going into that was they were going to turn Baron Greenback into a woman. It was going to be a woman's character.
Right.
And there were going to be all these gender swaps and all this kind of thing going into it. And when it came out, it was brilliant.
Yeah, I
was
really
really well
liked it.
done.
I really liked it, and I loved Danger Mouse, the original series. Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, again, I thought that remake was good, and I can see what you mean. I can see them definitely trying to inject that kind of thing, because I think that was right at the beginning of all that sort of DEI stuff and the woke stuff. Even I think, when was that? 2016, 2015.
Yeah, it has
quite
to be
a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
about 10 years ago. But yeah, so they did try and bring Mr. Benn back, and it was, I want to say, around the same sort of time. They made one episode, and they'd never made it anymore.
Who voiced it?
I can't remember. It may have even been Ray Brooks. I don't know. I have seen it, and there's just something different. There's something off about it. It just doesn't. It's on Amazon. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can watch it. But it's also the 13 shows. The original 1971 show is on ITV Retro, which is a YouTube channel as well, which I mentioned in my video. Like you said, I made a video on Ray's passing, and I mentioned it then because it's like, that is a great channel if you have kids, young kids, and you're worried about all of the sort of modernity stuff going in. It's got like classic Thunderbirds, not when they brought it back, like classic Stingray, which is sick. Stingray was always my favorite when I was a kid. I absolutely love Stingray. I wasn't that into Thunderbirds, but having watched it back now, it's just, there's something special about it, isn't it? Classic.
Oh, for me, that sort of the puppet thing is it was always Terrorhawks. When I was a kid, Terrorhawks. It was the 80s, and it was made at the time I was watching it, rather than I mean, Stingray and Captain Scarlet and things like that. I used to watch on Channel 4 when they used to show them all the time. And yeah, good times. Good times.
I used to love Captain Scarlet. This is the voice of the Mr. Orns. It's things. I mean, I'm sure there are great kids shows. I mean, there are great kids shows. Like, I like a little bit of Super Potato. Have you ever seen that? Super Potato.
Yeah.
That's quite funny.
Is it what modern ones you're talking about?
But like, actual like, the kind of TV ones, not the sort of YouTube. There's loads of YouTube stuff which, again, is on the spectrum of like great to terrifying, literally. But it's more so like, I'm thinking of like the sort of CBBC thing. And I think Super Potato is about as close as I get to going, that's okay. I can't think of any more. Can you? There's a couple of good ones like Pete the Cat, which is quite cool. That's an Amazon Prime one.
Okay.
That's a pretty good one. It's pretty chilled. Like he's a little blue cat, plays guitar. I know the theme tune's by Elvis Costello, but whether he voices him as well, I'm not too sure.
Amazing.
But that's quite cool. But apart from that, it's like, we don't watch modern shows. Like, we don't let the kid watch. I mean, I don't watch modern shows at Netflix, and I don't watch anything that was like made. I think that the most recent one I watched was probably 2021. I haven't seen a modern show since then. I've seen snippets. I've watched half an episode or even 2 or 3 episodes. I really forced myself to watch it. Never been able to get into anything since. I can't even remember what it was, the last show. I mean, I think I was spoilt because I came up watching The Sopranos and, The Wire and stuff like that. And it's just, modern TV is just dull, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't you think it's just dull?
Yeah. But you're not, I suppose you're not the demographic they're trying to entice.
You sure? Am I sort of age? I'm like the prime TV demographic, I think.
Oh, we're just talking TV generally. TV generally.
I'm not talking about kids shows in particular. I mean, but I mean, we are. But like, I've kind of sidetracked into just generic TV. I don't know. Maybe I'm not the target audience anymore. Maybe it is Gen Z. but I would imagine it would be kind of like people my age, because they'd try and hook me. You know, I'm not talking about the Star Warses or you know, the sort of that kind of thing, but more like sort of Netflix stuff. I just can't bring myself to watch it. I've said it to you before. I think I've said it even online. It's like me and the missus, we sit down. Very rarely do we actually, even though we live together and, you know, go to sleep in the same bed every night, very rarely do we sit down or have the opportunity to sit down and watch TV together. And every time we do, so we watch a film, can't find a film to watch. So we watch a TV show, can't find a TV show. We end up watching Friends. And I hate Friends, and she hates Friends, and we've seen it a million times, but there's literally too much choice. It's boring, but it's kind of like a safety blanket of, well, we'll probably end up just talking. And so we put it on and then we just talk nonsense, which I think is actually probably better for our relationship and like lives. We actually talk to each other, but I'd love to be able to watch a show and like not go, where's the DEI? Politics is coming. Where's the horribleness? Something's going to hit me in a minute, and I'm going to want to turn it off. And I can't turn that off. And every time, I'm right. Every time I'm like, there's the shit. I turn it off.
Well, I mean, on that, the only show that I can think of that actually has got that, where there's kind of no rules, there's no sort of anything at all, no safety net, no safety guidance,
right,
and nothing, is weirdly a YouTube show.
Right.
Well, kind of. And you know the one I'm talking about.
I don't think I
with
do.
Kill Tony.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it?
No. Never seen it.
Of course. So you do. But Tony, but
I do.
Yeah. But Tony Hinchcliffe, panel of people, new comedians, maybe up to 20 comedians a night, pulled out of a bucket. They all get to do 1 minute of stand-up each. Before the audience go in, their phones are locked away in personal locks and things. You can keep them on you, but you cannot use them. And this is in order to stop any sort of like leaks online before it goes out, so nothing can be taken out of context. But the rules are, there are no rules. If you're a comedian and you're an up-and-comer, or you're doing it for the first time, you could be picked out of the bucket, you go up, and then they interview them after and find out more about their lives. And through that, I've discovered so many comedians.
Yeah, same.
And some are absolutely terrible. They're never going to be seen again. It's not a career for them. But there are some that I feel have an influence on the way that we...
Well, maybe one or two.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I've noticed you've changed your look recently.
But I was going to say the same thing about you. Like,
what do you mean?
Kind of ever since sort of Saturday last weekend when I went round. So, you know, went round to your house. You know, normal Saturday really, and then I looked over and I just thought, have you put a bit of black tape over your top lip, and where's the chef hat come from?
I've always been like this. Well, this is my original...
I'm pretty certain you weren't like that on the last podcast.
No. But what I'm thinking is that maybe you've seen this and you've taken some influence from me. I can see how these things spread. I can see how...
I'm not very well, you know, I'm not influenced very easily.
No, I understand that. I understand this. I just... if you must know.
If you must.
Something happened. Something profound happened last weekend.
Clearly life-changing.
Yeah. A comedian got up.
Mamamia.
Mamamia. And his name was Tony Pepperoni.
Tony Pepperoni.
And this is a comedian who has been doing the circuit for, I think he said 9 years. Something like
5.
I think it was 9, because he did something like 6 years as just himself.
I thought it was 5 years, and then he's only been doing it for 2 years.
Oh, is it? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So he decided, it wasn't that the audience reaction when he was just himself being a comedian was not as good as it could have been. So he decided, I'm going to stick a chef's hat on, wear a moustache. He wears a pepperoni covered shirt.
I was so gutted when we couldn't find pepperoni shirt.
and tells jokes which,
I mean,
they're so ridiculous.
That's why it's brilliant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's buffoonery all the way. Like, you're in on the joke immediately. As soon as you see him, you think, what the...
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, as soon as he starts talking, he's got this, like, fake Italian, like, over-dramatic Mario-style, like, accent. It's a me, a Mario. But, like, he can't keep it together half the time when he's telling jokes. And it's just the most ridiculous, stupid jokes.
Yeah.
But the punchline is always, Mamamia.
When I say Mamma Mia, you say Peppa Pia. It's just fantastic. Honestly, it was kind of like...
It was so funny.
It was so fresh.
Yeah.
And he is now, well, both of our dream guest.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to him properly. I really want one of his hats as well, because he's got a merch, obviously, but it's like he's got like a cap, and it's got like Mario style writers, you know, Tony Pepperoni. It's so like just funny, you know, and just fun, and like, you know, as soon as he starts telling a joke, he can't keep it together. He's because he knows the punchline, and you know the punchline. For some reason, it's just funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Some acts come along and they just tickle you, and he tickled me. He really did, and I followed him on Instagram immediately. I think it's just at Tony Pepperoni, which is, you know,
Tony Pepperoni comedy, isn't it?
Yeah, Tony Pepperoni comedy. It's definitely worth. I'll drop him a link.
Yeah.
In here, if you watch this and you follow him, let him know that we're talking about him on this podcast. And he is an up and comer, like you say. Maybe 5 to 10 years. We're not quite sure how long he's been a comedian, but like he's one of those that I don't think he's got like a massive career ahead of him. I think he's kind of like, you know, gonna hit his rails in a minute, and then, you know, he'll get as big as he. But best of luck to him, and I think it's fun, and I think that's what's great about Tony Hinchcliffe and Killed Tony, because like you say, some people go up and they're god awful, and it's embarrassing, and it's hard to watch. So hard to watch, particularly for me, because once upon a time...
Tell the story. He won't let me see the footage.
I can't find it.
This is the story. I can't find the footage. You keep every record of everything else in the...
I genuinely can't find it, though. People have seen it, and it's embarrassing.
Okay,
so basically, when I was a student, I just couldn't think of what to make, essentially, and I was studying film and stuff, and I thought, I was really into like Joe Rogan and watching the JRE and listening to comedians like Joey Diaz, and I never had any real delusion that I was going to be a stand-up, because I'm just not naturally that funny. I think I was funnier when I was younger, and I think it's like use it or lose it. I think I could tell a story when I was young. I can't now. You know, YouTube views are pretty cemented in that fact. Nobody's watching. No, you know, it's like Mamma Mia, but it's like, you know, I just thought, well, what's it like to be a comedian? So I thought, well, that'd be quite a good idea for like a show. And I think really it was sort of the start of me thinking about working in TV, because I kind of had just started working in TV at the time, and I was like, well, where we live, it's really hard to find people to shoot, because I never wanted to be, you know, in front of the camera. I always wanted to be behind it. But it's so difficult to find people that are either interesting or willing to be on film. I've met so many interesting people that I've wanted to interview, and they would never, ever let me put them on film, or vice versa. Like anyone that would want to do it has never been interested enough for you to actually want to film them. With a few exceptions, and sometimes it just never came together, which is what it is. But I'd love to get back into doing that kind of thing, because I love interviews and stuff. I love doing them. But it's more like I just thought I need an idea, I need a subject. So I thought I love stand up, and you know, I love podcasting, all that kind of stuff. Let me try and find out what it's like to be a comedian. So stupidly, I gave myself 2 to 3 weeks to write 5 minutes. Which, you know, anyone that knows anything about comedy, I'm not saying I do, but anyone that does knows that like it can take a lifetime to write a good 5 minutes, and I gave myself 3 weeks and I failed miserably. I went up on stage with, the whole video was I interviewed local comedians, and they were all, I shouldn't say it really, they were god awful. They were god awful. And I thought, do you know what? If these lot will go up and literally die on their arse every night or weekend or whatever, I can do it. I went up on stage, and the 5 or 6 comedians, the actual comedians that I went up with, were all funny, like beyond funny, and they should be a lot bigger. And I hope they all are, because this was like 2017, and I died on my ass immediately. I went up. The first thing I did, huge crowd reaction, because compare. He said, it's his first time ever. He's a local boy, big him up. And I went up on stage, and the place went nuts. And I picked up the mic, and I went, hello. And my mind went blank. It just went empty. And I couldn't think. And I went, I've forgotten my foot. No, and I started telling my first line, which was about when I was a kid, and I loved music, and I really wanted to get a CD or something. My first CD was, I wanted Oasis, definitely maybe, but my mum, which is true, got me the Spice Girls album, and that was my joke. And I kind of tried to craft it, make it funny, but I immediately forgot what I was going to say, and my brain just went, and I just said, I've forgotten the punchline. And then I had audible groans from the audience, and I was just like, don't make fun of me. And then I managed to pull them back a little bit by going, don't feel sorry for me. And I started doing a bit of crowd work, and I just died. I just died on my ass, and it was so embarrassing.
Which is why you now have the platform. So today, ladies and gentlemen, James Cox is going to... No.
Definitely not. Definitely not. I would do it again if you do it.
I'll do it if Kill Tony comes to town.
Imagine that, till Kill Tony comes to Plymouth and sets up in pavilions.
He does do European date or British.
He's never going to do it though, is he?
No, he won't do Plymouth. I'll go to London for it.
All right, that's a promise.
It's a deal.
That's a promise. But yeah, Kill Tony, absolutely fantastic. I'm actually going to take this off because it's really itchy.
What do you mean take it off? Oh, it's not real.
No, it's not real though. Yours is, mine is. But no, it's Kill Tony.
I've got a bigger moustache under this.
Yeah, you've got an actual moustache. It is itchy, isn't it?
We had an array to choose from as well. In the comments, just which one would have been more chefy?
Yeah.
We'll send these to Tony Pepperoni.
The thing why we did that is he actually does it with tape as well. Yeah. That's why we did it. Anyways, he's got a proper chef's hat, and we've only got terrible ones. I'm going to take this off as well.
Oh, it's you.
Back to handsome.
Thanks, Tony. But Tony. we would love Tony Pepperoni to come on. So if you are watching this, then please let him know that we're talking about it. Yes, Kill Tony, fantastic. The live band they've got is very
phenomenal.
Very good.
Yeah,
too.
The whole setup, it is, for me, it's what late night should be in 2025. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it is the biggest comedy podcast in the world, as they say.
Biggest show.
Yes.
Biggest show.
They're doing stadiums now, which is
crazy.
Insane. I know they play at Joe Rogan's club. That's where the main one. And then these stadiums. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Well, I mean, I remember when I first started watching it. I don't watch it as much as I used to, granted, but I went through a period of watching it. I think you did as well, like watching it all the time. And found some great comedians over the years, and then found some god-awful, cringy moments as well. And that's what I love about it. Is like, it is a lottery of like, they're either going to be really funny or it's going to be horrible and cringy. Mm-hmm. And it's a great show, great idea for a show. And it's great to see it as like that kind of platform has grown. And it's, like you say, to go from, I think they used to do it in the comedy, not the Comedy Cellar. What's the one in the Comedy Store? Mm-hmm. I think they started there in a small room, or maybe it was somewhere else. I can't remember now. Can't remember where I first started watching it, and then I dropped off. But it's, I've started watching it again. Literally, we caught. I don't know why we even put it on Saturday, but it was just, and then completely randomly Tony Pepperoni comes on. It was good. It's a good show. I mean, it's a brilliant concept. If you've never seen it and you love like brutal comedy, because it is brutal
at times,
like uncomfortably cringy and brutal. It's amazing. Worth checking it out. I'll leave not that he needs the help, but I'll put a link in our description on the YouTubes. Sorry for anyone that's on audio only, but just Google it.
Yeah, and you missed out on us
Yeah,
in Chef's Hat.
it's not really going to work for anyone that just listened.
No.
So check us out. If you're just listening, you can check us out on YouTube, of course, at Midas Vibes Podcast. Yeah.
Do you know what's not funny? You were saying about comedy.
Yeah.
Kate Smurthwaite.
Right.
You know her?
No. I mean, I think I know who she is, but I don't know her, like, in terms of her work in that much detail. But yeah, go on.
I wouldn't even say it's work.
You know.
Recently, at the Fringe Festival.
Edinburgh
Fringe Comedy Festival.
Which is it was the place to be in the UK for comedy, going back however long, probably 50 years. I don't even know how long, when did the Fringe start? It's amazing. Well, it was amazing, the Fringe. Absolute amazing. Can I carry on?
Yeah. Well, she didn't play, actually. She ended up cancelling the gig because absolutely no one, despite the fact that her tickets were free, turned up. And the blame has been put on what they call the Oasis effect,
right?
Which is Oasis played Edinburgh on the same day. So they reckon they lost £150,000 in revenue from the Fringe due to... This is what I don't understand, though, right? You would have signed up to go, or would have bought tickets for the Fringe Festival way before. They would have sold equally as well as they did any other year.
What do you mean, hotels or just tickets to shows?
Tickets to shows, tickets to the Fringe itself. There was an issue apparently with, or so is written in the complaints from a comedian who I don't know called Mark Burrows and this Kate Smurthwaite, both saying that performers were booked to stay in accommodation, people's houses, people give up their houses and charge them a couple of grand to stay there for 3 days or whatever it is. And performers were being kicked out of their houses to basically allow Oasis fans to stay, which I don't understand. They're being overcharged anyway.
Yeah, but the thing, before you even go that far, to literally rent anywhere or get a hotel room in Edinburgh during the Fringe or anywhere near Edinburgh, you've got to book like a year in advance. Easy. Maybe even 2 years in advance.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, at least that's the way it was. I don't know. Because it might have changed because the Fringe has changed, and I'm pretty certain that foot traffic is down as well. I think I saw something the other day and they're kind of going, people aren't into comedy anymore. It's like, no, people aren't into that kind of comedy anymore.
Oh, I neglected to say that she's a feminist activist comedian.
Famous for being on a meme. That's the only way. That's the only way I know it.
Yeah. So these shows were free. She does a kids show, which I think is bang out of order and probably less funny than her other stuff. She's not a funny comedian, and
I mean, if people want to take their kids to see her, whatever. But I just don't. Yeah, whatever.
But I just find that other comedians who were playing at the same time, who were charging a fee to get into their gigs, were selling out.
Yeah.
She didn't. I would probably put that down to the comedy.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Fringe is a bit of a weird one, though, isn't it? Because when I went, it's not really, you don't really go to the Fringe to see the big acts. Do you know what I mean? Not unless you're fans of them. You know what I mean? If there's a particular comedian that you're a real fan of, go and see them.
That'd be a good reason to go.
But you don't really go there for that. You go there for the up-and-comers or the obscure acts or the people you've never heard of or will never hear of again. You go to the Fringe to see that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's not that big of a deal that she didn't sell any tickets and she wasn't selling them. They were free. Yeah. And there's loads of free acts that aren't going to get any foot forward tour one person in a month, because like people do shows that last all month, the whole span of the show, and there are people that do a day or 3 days or a week or however they can basically afford to stay, because like you say, most of them are paying an arm and a leg to be there, and they're just hoping that they get a show out of it, like a TV show or an agent or something, or someone sees something in them. And that's the point of the Fringe. So it's not that big of a deal if she didn't make any money, because most people don't make money at the Fringe. It's more the case that people don't want to see that anymore, I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, she in her words, is her usual tactic of getting people in is she'll go out flyering a few hours before.
Yeah.
She said, and there was just a sea of Oasis fans walking by and not comedy fans.
Not your kind of comedy fans.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying it's zero people. Zero.
Yeah,
it was an empty...
Yeah.
So, yeah, not her comedy fans.
No.
I mean, I looked on Reddit earlier on just to find out more about her. And people are saying 9 years ago how terrible. Yeah, it's just not funny. She used to take 4 or 5 seconds after every joke to wait
for applause.
Yeah, and stuff. And she then started banging on about, this is the thing, this is the this is the reason. The papers have gone mad by saying that the reason that I say I'm blaming it on Oasis and stuff like that. I'm blaming it on Oasis. That I've got hairy armpits. That I've got this, that, and the other. And fair enough, the papers probably have taken it a little bit out of context, everything that was said, because that's what they do.
Yep. That's how they make money.
Yeah. But you're not funny.
No. I mean, I haven't seen the act, so I'm not going to say she's not funny, but I have if you only know someone for something they're not famous for, do you know what I mean? Like if someone's a comedian, but you only know them as a pundit, Joe Rogan. I'm sorry, Joe. You've made me laugh once, but I like your podcast. I've watched every stand up he's done. Don't get me wrong, every special he's done made me laugh maybe a handful of times. I just don't find him funny. No. That's subjective, Brendan Schaub is another one. Some people might like him, or
they don't.
May have liked him once upon a time.
Yeah, when he was a fighter.
I've never liked him. Never liked him. I liked him at first on podcasts when he was a fighter, but that's because I like the UFC. Can't stand him now. I still like Joe Rogan, but not for the comedy value. But that's what I mean. Like if someone's famous for something that they're not actually, or if you know them for something they're not actually famous for, probably not great. And I'm hesitant to say that, because if we ever blew up one day, that might come back to haunt me. That clip.
Let it.
I doubt it. I doubt it greatly. But my point is it's like, okay, she's at the Fringe. The Fringe is famous for a bunch of weirdos in wigs and doing crazy stuff. Not that big a deal to me that she was flyer in her own show. They all do that. Mighty Boosh used to do that, I think, back in the day.
No, of course, that's what you do. I'm saying this is a usual tactic.
The problem is that she failed. And like you say, you have to own that. You have to go, my material isn't good enough, essentially. And I'm going to pivot and try and do something different, or I'm going to try and rewrite my act or whatever. What she's done is she's tried to basically beg people to come in, and it looks really desperate to me to blame it on Oasis. Granted, I think it's a weird time and place for Oasis to play Edinburgh, because it very much is Fringe season.
Well, that's one of her points.
Yeah, okay.
One of her points
that's a valid point.
Yeah.
And whoever wants to go and see Oasis definitely isn't going to go and see her. A valid point. And probably many other comedians that probably deserve a bit of those people's time as well. It's a shame that people like Jerry Sanowitz banned from the Fringe.
Yeah.
So those are the people that would have sold out. Like if Oasis came to town, he's going to get every show already, full to the rafters. Well, no, I don't think he was filling to the rafters, but he's one of those you had to go and see him.
Totally. But this is my
He
point.
wasn't there the year I went, which is gutting. I would have gone there.
This is my point. Is there's music fans.
Yeah.
And there's comedy fans.
Yep.
The comedy fans would have already booked their tickets. There would have been a reason that they were going to the Fringe to see certain people.
Yeah. I mean, was she only there during the Oasis gigs?
I'm not sure.
That's the thing as well, because if she's there the whole Fringe or like for a good 2 or 3 weeks and Oasis turn up on 2 days, you've got no argument at all.
Mm.
If she's only there for the 2 days that Oasis are there, she can go, oh, that was bad timing. But when did Oasis book these gigs? A year ago? 2 years ago?
Yeah, no idea.
Something like that, wasn't it? So she must have known, which leads me to believe that this is the only time she could get. Maybe she's only available for the time, so she can't do it because she's got commitments. Or maybe this is the only time that the venue can fit her in.
Mm.
Okay, bad timing. But if you don't have an audience and literally no one is turning up to your shows, own it.
Yeah.
Accept it.
Mm. I was just upset. I was going to make a point a minute ago, which
Sorry.
no. I went off track myself. I was thinking about Tony Pepperoni.
Mamamia.
Is on this video where she's trying to explain what she meant and that the papers had taken it out of context and stuff like that. About 3 minutes into a 5-minute video, she then starts going on about Gaza and Israel and how the fact that what's written in the papers, this is just a complete distraction when all these people are dying and all this is, and it's like, all right, okay, stop now, stop. And then she carries on and then she carries on. It's like, right, you've completely gone away from the point now.
Yeah, this is virtue signaling is what I'm trying to say, and tacking things on to make, now that I've got an audience, or now I've got attention from people, I'm going to, say as much as I can to get my audience, to get the people I want to come and see me, get in front of them.
Good, go and see her.
But yeah, go and see her. If you like that kind of stuff, all power to you. Go and see it. It's not for me though.
No, in fact, if you do go and see it, I want you to try and remember your favourite joke and write it in the comments.
Yeah.
If we laugh, I'll give you £1 million.
Yeah.
Of Coxy's money.
I haven't got it. No, like I say, I'm not going to begrudge anybody taking any kind of pleasure in life. Really not. Neil Young fans, whatever. If you know, you know. But it's like, I'm not, if people want to see it, they'll go. If people want to watch it and it's on TV, they'll watch it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? If people want to see the cinema stuff, they'll go to the cinema. Hollywood's not serving people like me and you. Haven't for a long time. We don't watch it.
Mm.
TV, same thing. The theatre. I haven't been to the theatre in years. I like going to the theatre. I haven't been in years. Again, that comes down to just timing most of the time, because obviously it's one of those things where if you're not available that day, you can't go.
Mm.
So they're even more like kind of handcuffed by restrictions and whatnot. Comedy, the main barrier for people just trying to think why people wouldn't go and give her the benefit of the doubt. If she does a lot of crowd work, people get shy. Obviously, if there's only in the Fringe, there's generally only like 5 rows of seats, and you're absolutely going to get ripped apart by comedians that do crowd work, and it's difficult to be brave enough to go and sit down the front. I do every time, because I went with my mate Steve, who you've met, aka Sleepy Steve, who literally fell asleep in the front row of like 3 or 4 shows, even though they were really funny and he was laughing. He was just pissed up, and as soon as he has a drink, he falls asleep. And yeah, he was getting ripped to piss out of, and I had to sit next to him, but I had a great time. You know what I mean? So maybe something like that. Maybe thought, maybe she'd do. I don't even think that though. I don't know. I'm just trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, because I don't know her. I don't know her work. I'm not interested to know anymore based off what you've told me, just because it's not for me.
I did forget to tell you she's a lesbian.
Now I'm interested.
Exactly.
No, I'm not. Again, it's just, I don't care about the thing. I think the problem is that people got really lazy. People in media got really lazy, and they got really comfortable on virtue signaling and saying, I'm for this cause, and people who are for that cause supporting each other, going, I'm going to watch it. I don't really like this, but I'm going to watch it anyway. And that lasted a very finite amount of time, a very, very finite amount of time. And people just couldn't figure out the difference between social media criticism and their audience. You know what I mean? And I think, Hollywood in particular is guilty of this. They went down a particular road because they didn't want to be called fascists. They didn't want to be called isms and phobes and whatever, when really they should have just stayed true to what they were doing, because, pre-COVID, there were some good films. There were some great films back in the day. What happened to all that? Oh, it's because they didn't want to be called this or that. That's literally it. And now they can't go back because they went down that road with a certain people. I said it last time on the pod. It's like they've gone down that road and they cannot turn around and come back because the people they went down with, they won't let them.
Yeah.
And, I think the rest of the world is kind of like, well, we're just doing our thing, like we're just having fun. We're just trying to have some fun and some laughs in a world that is just desperate for some kind of respite. It's like someone had to go at, the news has, it may have changed by the time this goes up, but obviously Trump and Putin are, is it Putin or Putin?
Who cares?
Who cares? Fair enough. They're in talks, or they're going to be in talks about the Ukraine thing. And someone I saw the other day was criticizing him for even having peace talks. It's like, what? So you don't want peace in Europe? You don't want like an end to war. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter who it is. Surely we can all agree that like war is bad. You know what I mean? And so if you're going to criticize people for wearing moustaches,
what do you mean?
What I'm saying is that we all need a good time. We all need some laughs. And yes, the world is full of problems, but you're not going to solve it with a free show at the end of a Fringe talking about whatever nonsense you're going to talk about. So just try and have a good time.
Do you think she would have been happy with if she handed out those?
That poor moustache is too tantalising.
Do you think if she had handed out her flyers to the Oasis fans as she and they all turned up, would she be a happy playing to those people? Some bald-headed, tattooed,
pissed up, coked up.
Yeah.
I want one now. I don't know, which one should I go for?
I like the top one. It's kind of like very Basil Fawlty, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think.
It does. Although no, it might be a little bit Hitlerish. I'm going to go for that one. I'm going to go for the Victorian chappie. Yeah, go on. Your point.
I don't know. I just wonder if she would like, oh yeah, I've got a sold out show, and she looks out from behind the curtain and it's people in Man City tops.
Yeah.
Would she be happy? Bucket hats.
Well, obviously, thing is I bet she would, because she'd be like, someone cares. Finally. And then they'd start booing her and shouting and singing Oasis songs, and that'd be the end of that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened, and she's just too embarrassed to admit.
I wonder what a kid's show's like. Oh, I don't want to talk about that.
Don't know.
I don't want to talk about her anymore.
I don't want to talk about her stuff.
What I want to talk about is how manly you've become within a very short space of time.
The way I've actually got a moustache, but putting a fake one on makes me manly. Fair enough.
I'm getting mad. Fair
Do you want me to do it as well, do you?
Well, no, it's up to you, mate. I just think that I'm just wondering if I could become a member of Oasis, or now that I got this going on.
It looks so weird.
What are you saying? I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what you're on about.
So let's talk about fancy dress, right? It's not fun, is it?
No, it's never fun.
It's really not fun.
No.
Like, let's go to a party. All right, cool. It's a fancy dress party. Then fuck off.
I agree completely.
Like, what? So I've got to be in clothes like this all the time. The only reaction you get going to a fancy dress party is the immediate one. So if someone turns up late and sees you for the first time, then they're like, hey, you came dressed as that? Yeah, but everyone else in this room seen me for the last 2 hours dressed like this.
Yeah.
And then when you all turn up, it's like, oh, you did that, you did that, you did that. And then the rest of the night is just, no one's talking about the fancy dress. Now you just dress like twats.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like like you say, immediately, and then just normal.
Yeah,
Well, it's actually not normal. It's a ball ache because whatever you've come as is now getting in the way of you going for a piss, having just a drink, talking to people, trying to meet each other's eye line. Yeah, it's just pointless.
There's nothing sadder as well than someone in like who's made an effort. Say a couple have come together, right?
Yeah.
So she's all made up and like done this makeup or whatever in a fantastic looking great stuff like that. And then they have an argument, and then she's crying or he's crying in the kitchen to his mate. Whatever. Just there's nothing sadder than just trying to like. This is the most solemn moment. You're dressed like that.
Try to console a couple that's literally getting divorced there and then. They've made the decision, and you're all dressed as like Oompa Loompas or whatever. I just don't understand why anyone would want to do it.
No, what
It's
dress up? I don't.
And when you're a kid, it's obviously like great fun.
Halloween's great.
Yeah, but even that, I'm not too sold on.
No,
That's weird.
Mm.
That's so weird. I've still got mine on. Ow!
So you got so used to it.
Ow! No, it stinks.
So even getting even getting rid of that is a relief. Like there's literally no.
I mean, it's like the thing with Halloween. It's like, you get the whole slutty girl thing, which is amazing.
Where?
When they dress up in like, as think of any kind of costume and then you just put slutty in front of it. Because that's all they do, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going as a nurse, slutty nurse. I'm going as the devil, slutty devil." And then, but after that, you kind of like, boring. What do you go as well? Like, if you were invited, say I invite you to a fancy dress party, invitation in the post.
Mm-hmm.
What are you coming as?
Well, now it's Tony Pepperoni,
of course.
But
that's really itchy. I'm really itchy now.
You got a little bit of moustache on your forearm as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I really don't know. I would probably refuse to go. I've got to be honest. I'd refuse to go.
I probably wouldn't go,
especially when they say fancy dress optional. And you're like, well, definitely not.
Yeah. It's just annoying. It is just it's something extra that gets in the way of having a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just go and have a laugh somewhere. Go get pissed up and.
Yeah.
Did you hear about those two Japanese boxers?
Yeah.
The two that died in the same night.
Yeah.
I just saw the headline and I was like, well, that's not very nice.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. I do know that they've said about they're going to be tightening the rules or the medical care that they get there now.
So is it just because the ref didn't stop the fight?
I have no idea. I didn't read anything about it.
Because it's crazy. They both passed away following the fight.
Mm. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you all about it right now.
Go on then.
Okay, right. So, while we're on boxing and while I'm looking this up, big fight this weekend.
Very big fight. And actually one that I wasn't excited for, but I keep coming a crop of this with boxing. I'm not excited. And then as it gets closer, I start going, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Dillian Whyte versus Itauma.
Mm-hmm. Who... I watched, I think, all of his fights with you, actually, and he's great. He's really, really good, but it's one of those not been really challenged, but not really fighting top-tier fighters. So this is like the big, real first challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's still an aging Dillian Whyte and someone who's coming off he's coming off a win, actually, but before that, it was a couple of losses.
I don't know. He's had a weird career, Dillian Whyte, isn't he? Like, definitely one of those peaks and troughs fighters, and one that I think me and you have kind of switched, haven't we? On like, because I liked him and didn't like Chisora, then I didn't like Chisora and liked Whyte, and then I've gone back again, and now I've always kind of loved Del Boy. Yeah, he's just something. It's just something likable about him, and there's just something kind of like. I mean, I like Dillian Whyte in the press more than I like him in the ring. Because I just think they're both big sluggers, aren't they? They're both just like, I'll just try and find one over the top. Dillian Whyte even more so. And they like scrapping. They're scrappy, like, just brawlers, aren't they? Both of them. And like I say, getting on a bit now. But I don't know who I want to win, to be honest.
I honestly, I believe, and probably because this is my prediction, and if I ever make a bet, I always lose on boxing. So, but everyone is pretty much writing Dillian Whyte off, and I can't believe it. He's looking tremendous. If you've seen his training footage and his physique and everything now, he's completely changed out for this. He has to be wary of the uppercut because, of course, he can't take one.
No, and he's very susceptible. That big one during COVID.
Yeah.
That was almost like Brad Pitt in Snatch, wasn't it? Like almost like
that was Pavette game, wasn't it? Knocking him,
and that was a fluke.
Yeah,
and Povetkin, absolute fluke. Because then didn't they fight again and White chinned him?
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to it. I honestly can't believe that Itauma, he hasn't been tested. He hasn't even taken a shot yet.
Yeah, he's good.
He is
very
good.
good.
He is good, but the new Mike Tyson, don't even put the...
No. You know, it was a different time, different era. There's a really good video on YouTube of every single Tyson knockout, and you just watch the dates. It's like 5 days later he was knocking someone else out. 6 days later he was knocking someone else out. It's just crazy. It's like it almost makes you think like boxing has changed and the shine maybe came off boxing, although maybe it's coming back a little bit. I don't know. It doesn't make me as excited as it did when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the controversy in boxing is just getting ridiculous. I mean, there's so many fights that we could bring up now where it's like, how was that a draw, or how did it go that way?
Yeah,
and it's become a bit of a cliche in boxing now, isn't it? Like again.
Mm-hmm. But this is the same. You just going back to the betting. You could have 5 or 6 people on your accumulator, almost surefires.
Yeah,
and one of those, you might as well call any one of those a draw. Now. Yeah. We never used to have so many draws.
Yeah.
And
the points, sometimes you look at the points and you just think, how have you got there?
Mm-hmm.
How has that judge scored it like that?
How have you just pocketed an extra £50,000 for giving him a couple of... Yeah.
Obviously. That's why the shine has gone off boxing. Maybe, I mean, let's face it probably was always that way, but we didn't have the social media era to like really highlight that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. I mean, it's never been the most honest of sports, I'm sure, but I don't know. I think, growing up not really watching the fights, but being aware of people like Frank Bruno. I know him more for Panto, really, because I was just too young to watch the actual fights. But I've still got a special love for Frank, and I've gone back and watched his fights. And there's a really good Sky Arts documentary called Frank versus is it Frank versus Mike or Tyson versus Bruno or something? And obviously goes back to that fight. Really, really good. And he is an icon, Frank. And again, he's one of those. It's just something. It's like Chisora. I think there's just something likable about him, something almost innocent about them that you kind of go like, don't get hit anymore. Just stop now. I feel that way about Del Boy. Like I really like him, and I think his Five Guys stuff is brilliant, and he's got a really good Instagram account.
One more fight in him.
He keeps saying that though, doesn't he?
I think it'll take him up to 50 fights, and he said that'll be it. He said if Dillian wins tonight, or sorry, on Saturday.
Yeah. Saturday. Not tomorrow. I keep thinking it's Friday. I don't know when.
Chisora will fight him. Again,
I think that'd be a good one. Yeah, it'd be a nice one for them both, really. I think they should both end off that.
Yeah.
Double knockout in the ring. Nobody wins, nobody loses. Yeah.
Those Japanese boxers.
Yes.
So, Japanese boxing officials have voted to implement stricter rules on weight loss and to introduce urine tests following the deaths of 2 fighters in Tokyo.
Was that you that made that noise?
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, Tony Pepperoni is living in my Mamamia. Both boxers underwent surgery for subdural hematoma.
What's that mean?
A condition where blood collects between the skull and the brain. So urine tests and stricter rules on weight loss, which fantastic, because the whole cutting weight thing is
It's just
ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can put a stone plus on overnight or
I mean,
in a couple of hours.
I'm assuming the urine test is for steroid abuse or pedding or.
I guess, yeah, all sorts of stuff, probably for kidneys and liver and for drugs and all sorts of stuff.
I mean,
there's no suggestion that they took drugs, by the way.
I mean no, of course not. Again, it's one of those, isn't it? The safety is there for a reason. As much as like you can argue, oh, boxing doesn't have the edge it used to do, you know. But then nobody wants to see anyone get that hurt in the ring. You know, we want to see knockouts. We want to see great fights. We want to see people put everything on the line. But nobody wants to see anybody even get brain damage. You know, it's hard to see that old fighters, like, you know, even like Chuck Liddell, and people like that, where it's just like they're just not the same. You know, they're not the same. And even Muhammad Ali at the end, you know, it's like, love him or hate him, he was a great. He you know, has that reputation for a reason, and nobody wants to see anybody, you know, like that. But that's the risk that they take, and you know, some would say, oh, that's why they do it, and you know, the whole working class escape type thing. You know, they wouldn't be able to earn this much money doing anything else. I'm like, yeah, okay, but like nobody wants to see like smash each other so bad that they die.
No,
you know what I mean? No. Jesus.
Right. So here we go. Moses Itauma. Okay. If you were just hearing this, you would be picking a winner. But okay, age 20.
Jesus.
Dillian Whyte. 37.
Is he only 37?
Yeah.
I thought he was older than that. I thought he was in his 40s.
No.
Jesus, he's only a year older than me.
Do you know he's got a child older than Itauma?
I was about to say that's not possible, but yeah.
He had a kid when he was 13.
Yeah.
Dillian Whyte.
I did know that.
Yeah, older than, so he's
crazy.
Itauma's record: 12 fights, 10 knockouts, a knockout percentage of 83%. Dillian Whyte's 31 fights, 3 losses, 21 knockouts, 68%. Orthodox versus Southpaw.
Who's who?
Southpaw is Itauma.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a height of 6 foot 4.5 inches. Oh, sorry, 6 foot 4.5 inches for Itauma.
Is that it? I thought he was taller than that.
6'4".
He always seems to tower over every opponent he's fought. I'm almost certain.
They don't want to give Dillian Whyte's height here.
5'3".
79
I don't
inch
think he's particularly
reach.
tall, is he? Like he's not. He definitely wasn't as tall as AJ, or you know. And Tyson seemed to tower above him. Tyson's like 6'7", 6'8". Is that right? He's really tall, isn't he, Tyson?
Yeah. He keeps on saying he's 6'11".
Yeah,
he's not.
I don't know if he is 6 or 7, 6'7" or 6'8".
No, he's like 6. Yeah, he's
I'm not
like
casting
6'9".
aspersions, Tyson. Don't come and knock me.
It's his birthday today.
Is it? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, mate.
So a couple of days ago when this comes out.
So we're like, oh no, it was 2 days ago actually.
Oh,
forget
Happy birthday for earlier in the week.
Yeah, you bold kid.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, on paper, the tail of the tape says that Dillian's probably getting knocked out.
Well,
Southpaw. I think the thing is I'm not. What's it? Can you see? Maybe it's even one for ChatGPT. What's his record against Southpaws?
Dillian Whyte?
Yeah, because if those 3 losses come from Southpaws, he's knackered. One of them with an AJ. The other one was Tyson. Who else beat him? Povetkin.
Yeah. It's not bad, is it?
Yeah. Tyson probably got him because he switches, doesn't he? He's like ambidextrous. I don't think AJ is.
It was uppercut.
Yeah. I mean, that's it, isn't it? So basically just practice that and you're going to win.
But yeah, he's beating everyone else.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those. He's never gone up against someone with the pedigree of Whyte.
No.
Itauma.
No.
I mean,
he's only had something like 24 amateur fights. So in all, he's had like 36 fights.
Yeah. I mean, he is impressive. He's very impressive. Got great movement.
Yep.
good power, you know. But again, hasn't really been tested. Hasn't been taken beyond the first round, second round, something. Very early.
He has gone. Yeah, he's gone. I think he's gone the distance twice. I think.
Really?
Yeah, something like that.
Is that in recent fights? Because I don't think I've ever seen him gone past the third round, at least at the most. Sorry.
Let's have a little look here. It
could be the case that, you know, Dillian just lands one of those big overhands, but I think the problem is that Whyte being that kind of fighter, it's kind of easy to adjust to him regardless of your fighting stance, your style, your power, because you know that big one's coming, so you just kind of sidestep it, and you know what I mean? Because he is just going to go for this one, isn't he? That's all he's gonna throw. But definitely after the second sort of round, and he'll probably gas himself out if you take him beyond the fifth or sixth, because he's just going to be. He knows he's going to have to hit Itauma. You know what I mean? Whyte going in, he's going to have to land a big one on him.
Yeah.
And see how he adjusts. I'm not sure how else Whyte can fight this one, because Itauma not having that many fights. It's hard to know how he reacts to getting hit in certain ways, or where his weak spots are, because I honestly can't remember him going past the third or fourth sort of round.
I mean, his points wins were in his third and fourth fight.
But amateur or professional?
Professional, but they were
really?
Yeah, but they were like 6 rounders.
Right. I thought I'd only seen knockouts from him. How many knockouts has he got?
10.
10. I'm pretty certain I've only ever seen knockout fights then.
Yeah, I mean, these are early 3 and 4. I mean, the fight over Dempsey McKean was quite impressive. I've got to say, that was his second to last fight.
Yes. That's a knockout, wasn't it?
That was a knockout in the first round.
Yes, I definitely saw that one.
Yeah. His last fight was the knockout in the second round.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. I'm certain I've only ever seen early.
Yeah, all of them have been. Yeah.
Ends.
First round, points, first round, second round, first round.
So we don't even know what his
second
tank
round
is. You know what I mean? We don't even know if he's tanky and he can't go past the fifth round.
No.
So maybe Whyte's strategy is to try and stay away. But I don't think that's going to be clever, because obviously the younger man, you expect to be able to go longer. Also, he's going to be expecting big overhand rights, you know, from Whyte. So maybe the strategy is just stay away from him for a little bit.
Yeah.
See how he reacts to it. Because I don't know about you, but I would expect Whyte to come out swinging, because I don't really know what else he's got.
He's going to have to absolutely maul him.
Yeah.
To
pin him in a corner and just keep hitting him.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's got it in him, because I haven't seen Whyte fight like that for a long time.
No, Chisora was the last one when they had a proper war, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And again, I mean, the Tyson fight was embarrassing, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was no
contest really. And I haven't seen him since his last drug scandal, because how many has Whyte had? 2 or 3? Where he's been accused.
Yeah, well, and found guilty on the first one was a definite. The next couple have been. I am going to say, as my final prediction, and I'm going to base it all on the fact that it's experience, and Itauma hasn't been tested. And I know everyone's got to start somewhere. This is the thing. All the world champions were at this stage where they hadn't been tested at 12 fights.
Yep.
I'm going to go for Whyte.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure he's quite as washed up as they're saying. If he's taken out in 2 or 3 rounds, he needs to stop. I need to see Itauma take a full-on whack and know how he comes back from it. If he can do that in the early stages, like properly take a whack, not this slow-moving Dillian Whyte that we've seen of recent, then I may change my mind during the fight. That is what's going to cause it. But right now, my view is Dillian Whyte, and I'm going to say he's going to chin him.
Really?
It's going to be a crumbled up mess of Itauma.
I couldn't disagree more.
Damn.
I think Itauma's going to just be quicker, younger, faster, stronger, more agile. I think he's just going to dance around him for a little bit, weigh him up, and then the inevitable uppercut's going to happen. And that'll be good night, Dillian. I don't, wish it, because it'll be the end of an era. But I think you're right. I think if he does lose, that's got to be it now. You know, what's he really got to look forward to? Even if he wins, like who's next? Chisora, okay, that'd be a nice one.
They did say apparently if he wins, it puts him back into contention to possibly fight, because you got to remember the Usyk at the moment has the 3 belts.
Yeah.
So they think they're going to splinter off pretty soon. Well, they're going to splinter off to 3 different people.
Yeah.
And one of those is going to be a weak person. It'll be someone like
Dubois.
Yeah, it will. It'll be Dubois. It'll be Fabio Wardley. It'll be something like that. And I've got to be honest with you, Itauma
all of them.
Takes them out.
Yeah, all of them. I think Wardley would be the one that would give him. I don't really like Wardley, but every time I've gone against him, he's surprised me.
Yeah. I say weak. That's the wrong thing to say, but
he's cut. He is. I think he's proved he is a slugger. Wardley. Again, I didn't like him. Not that I didn't like him, but I didn't fancy him in pretty much his last 4 fights, and he's surprised me every time. So I can't say that he's terrible, but it's just, I think he and Itauma give a good showing. I think that's a good fight. It's one that I'd want to see, and Fraser Clark as well for Itauma. Is it Itauma?
Itauma. Yeah.
Itauma. I think those are interesting fights, but I've got to admit, I think this is a swan song for Dillian, and best of luck to him. But I just don't see where he goes, even if he wins. I mean, if he wins, then it's kind of like, okay, but what's he going to fight? Usyk? What's the point? What is the point? Parker again? What's the point?
Maybe Parker's on for a bit different, bigger things as well right now. So
I don't see it being a contest.
No.
Against Atoli at all. I think he's just going to pick him apart. I think he'll dance around for a little bit. Whyte will get frustrated, start throwing the big one over the top. It'll miss 5 or 6 times. He'll have punched himself out. And I just don't see how he's going to fight his way through this fight. I think you're right. He's got to pin him in a corner and just keep hitting him. You know, White's got to pin Atoli in a corner and just keep hitting him. But I just don't see how he catches him. Not that I have seen, like you say, not that we've seen Atoli have to move all that much and run away from someone, because he just bang, good night. And it's interesting to see how he's going to handle someone that does have power, because Whyte isn't exactly a massive hitter, but if he lands that, then Jesus.
Oh yeah, it's a big heavy arm coming your way. Isn't it?
So if he lands, who knows? But I just don't see it. I don't see how he can land a glove. Genuinely, I don't see how Whyte can land a glove, particularly against a southpaw.
5 on.
Okay.
All right, mate. We can all have a little push and a pull, can't we?
Or a little rub.
Yeah, a little.
But on that shocking climax, I'll hand it over to Tony to take us out.
Mamamia. I hope you've had a wonderful time. It's like we have.
Yes.
We've talked.
Yep.
We've celebrated.
We've learned.
We've
laughed.
We've laughed. We got a little depressed.
It wouldn't be a Midas Vibes podcast without a little bit of depression.
That's true. We brought it up.
Yep.
We mentioned females, activists.
Yep.
We mentioned chefs' hats, moustaches.
Yep.
And if that is not a roundup of what's just happened, nothing is.
No.
It's us. Listen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was episode 6. You can catch us on all the platforms.
All of them.
Whether it be just with your ears,
Just ears.
or your eyes.
Or eyes. Or both.
Or both. Put one on a platform that's only sound.
Like and follow on that one.
Yeah. And then with the visuals, listen to the sound, watch the visuals, and like that one as well.
Yep. And follow and all that stuff. And share. And talk to us.
Meanwhile, you can catch us on our individual channels, should you wish to, on Coxy's Making Videos on YouTube.
I do stuff on media, anything from music to, well, anything from film.
Mm-hmm.
I did a tribute to the late now, but very great Ray Brooks and Mr. Benn in my last video, which I'll leave a link to my channel in the description, as well as young Simon's channel, which is
This Opinion Is Mine, Not Yours.
Jack
And
Orty.
I, despite my dislike for costume parties or fancy dress, you will catch me in a bandana, sunglasses, and a hat. I haven't put anything up for a little while.
No,
so
I was going to say you need to get some videos.
I think I'm going to scrap it.
Why?
Not the channel, the look.
Oh.
Don't need it.
No, you don't need it.
Everyone knows who I am now.
Sexy with that.
Yeah, I might start wearing this all the time. Anyway, thank you very much. It's been beautiful. Lovely to see you.
Indeed. And you, sir.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.